No, it's live.
And now it is. Hello, hello,
Yeah.
hello. Today we are talking about AI and SEO and how to maximize the impact you can have, which is super cool. So we thought we'd get on here and chat about it. I'm Pip, Seymour Digital Media, and this beside me is
Phelan, also with Seymour Digital Media.
our powers
I'm
combined. We'll take
just
the
trying to
world.
share this video. Okay,
Okay.
there we
All
go.
right, so let's dive in because I think that's fun. I was thinking
Mhm.
first, quick timeline for all the things because it's been pretty crazy in the last 6 months.
Yeah,
Yeah, like I mean, AI has been around for much longer, but for so we're talking SEO and AI. So Rank Brain, then BERT, Mum, and now SGE, right? Which is
yeah,
the AI combined with like um, SEO.
yeah. There's also one other one in there. I want to say it's Lambda. Don't quote me on it, but it's the original fork that created
That's right.
OpenAI, because
The
they had.
LLM.
Yeah, so the LLM was created by Google, and then OpenAI made a fork, meaning like you make your own. Like we made a copy and we do our own changes to it, and so this whole thing started off actually from Google, which is the irony that Google's like been in trying to catch up with it.
Mm. Well, yeah, and I think that's I hear Apple's doing something too. So, but I'm like not 100%. And you just said Facebook's doing, he's touting some new knowledge.
They're trying to. So Facebook has been, ever since there was that update to the iPhone, they've been mad that they get mediated by someone else's device. So they've been trying to get their own thing, so that they're in full control of how you interact with their business. And so
Mm,
they've been trying to push it. I They're trying to say that they have artificial general intelligence,
through
and
Facebook, yeah.
Facebook's saying that they're going to get that, but the estimates on the amount of energy it would take to be able to do that is 6 times more than we've ever produced on the planet in any one year. So we're a ways off. And also to
Crazy.
get, it also will take more server racks than we have silicone on the planet to make those
Well,
data.
I know that's going to be a problem, at some point. But for now, we can
Yeah,
use these tools to make things better. And SEO is, it's been a ride the last little while. And I would say that having a background in SEO really does help doing SEO and utilizing AI in the background. So I think a lot of people are probably using ChatGPT to use SEO, but I haven't met too many people that are making their own little ChatGPTs for specific things. Have you?
hmm I haven't seen it that much out in the wild, other than people that have like done it themselves, like, or making a video, and it's a kind of like out of their way to kind of show you how to train their MLM and how they do it for stuff like that. I know that like Neil Patel and Eric Sue are really big on it as right now as well. They're
Hmm.
big on automating a lot of SEO tools, but
I
they're
heard Michael
always.
Stelzner's into it too.
Yeah.
Really into so everybody's in AI. So I mean it's super interesting and super fun. I mean if you're digging in, right? And we were going to talk about how SEO has really changed in that it's not at all just about keywords anymore. It is definitely about intent and the value of your content. Like, I think the intent is a really big one. I think that's what I'm finding with some of the AI tools I use. Um,
Yeah.
and I mean, even Google Ads has implemented some AI stuff, but we won't go there today. So how okay, what tools, Phelan? What tools are you liking right now for doing some SEO tasks? Because I mean, this is really, I think you do more SEO than me right now, and I do more Google Ads. We switch.
Yeah. Yeah,
We switch.
yeah. Like I said, it goes back and forth between us, and so I don't think that. But
Hmm.
generally, right now, I'm quite partial to Gemini for using for a lot of tools, mostly because so far their integration with Google Sheets for speeding up writing headlines and writing meta descriptions and being able to run using like a string of information in a row and then generate me a headline based on the
Oh, I know
keywords
you
I've
were
given
so
you.
excited about that. Sorry.
Yeah, well, I thought it was a really good tool because it's all happening within one sheet, so I don't have to go out to Gemini itself, give it a bunch of data, and then put that so I can have like a whole sheet that's doing it, which makes more sense like from a like a ergonomics, like
Hmm.
all these extra steps, and rather than just like why can't I just put it all on one, and then you tell me like what the headline will be out of this. Um, the other thing that I suspect, much like how Google says that there's a separation between Google Ads algorithm and SEO algorithm, I suspect that Gemini is getting fed the SEO algorithm, even though they probably will never admit that publicly. So my
Mm.
guess is that using their own tool to then enhance your own Google rankings is probably a safe bet versus someone else because it's got that secret sauce that there's no way they didn't accidentally feed it into it. They're like if they're trying to get
Mm.
feed as much data and information, there's no way that they didn't screw something up like the ranking factors or something like that.
Mm. Yeah, I mean, I wonder if they will do away with the people that used to go through websites and check, to like, because they did have human people to do that. Um, and now,
Well,
I mean, yeah.
they've been wanting to get rid of those people for the last 10 years. Like
Mm.
they generated the first MLM was like 10 years ago.
Hmm.
And so they've been looking to get rid of this for as long as they've had it, and they realize that they need humans in the loop checking on it, which
Yes,
everyone should.
and they will in the future. I think that's really important because the outcome of all the research and the kind of, I don't know, the one liner you could say is that you need human oversight,
Yeah,
right? Because it does hallucinate, it does do things. But okay, so the tools you like Gemini. I mean, we met somebody a long time ago. We tried, what was it, phrase? Um,
yeah, yeah. That one was okay. You're quite partial to Manus, which I do
I
like
love
agentic
Manus. But
agentic
Manus is an
models.
agent. Well, Manus is actually now they are all um like like a chat bot, and then they're also an agent. That's what I'm seeing, right? So I think
Yeah,
that's pretty interesting. I haven't used SEM Rush. I know that Gemini has really integrated itself into Google Docs, Google Sheets, and
yeah.
I like that. I do. It
Well,
does make
especially
things
with
easier.
the AI prompt that I found yesterday that I thought was quite could be very useful. It's just you have to structure your sheet in a good way to do it so that
Mm,
you can basically mass produce a lot of content very quickly based on factors you give it. So I think
mm,
that one I think has a lot of potential. It's the first one where I've really seen it like jump out at me to be like, oh, this actually could be something we could do at scale, which is kind of what you're looking for because a lot of this is like, again, you're trying to get the AI to do the repetitive, boring stuff that
hmm.
is kind of mindless, and then you do the high level stuff. I think
Yeah.
that that's always what you should be striving for. Um, and I think that that's a big one. I know I've used like a Manus as an agent, so I guess the biggest difference between like a chat GPT and a Manus is that chat GPT, you ask it questions and it provides you answers based on what it's known, and agents are supposed to be able to run scripts on their own,
Hmm.
so doing things like scraping websites, scraping
For
content.
instance, yeah, I just set up, I mean, I might change it, but I just set up Manus to do a task every day of researching current marketing news. I thought that was really interesting. I mean, technically, I do not know how to change it or adjust it, which I want to do. So I'll figure that out today. But yeah, Manus is a good one. Um, yeah, you can make your own Chrome extensions now. We always use Chrome extensions, so we'll see where they go, right? I know this stuff is going to be endless and fun, and I don't think anybody's losing a job. I think there's just better work to do. I think we can do better work with the
Yeah,
AI tools.
I don't see this replacing people, like, and not even in spreadsheet became Excel. Like they used to physically like have someone calculate a spreadsheet, and then it became Excel, which I don't see it like taking away jobs that way. I think that
Mm.
a lot of people are going to market it that way, but I don't think that there's actually going to be a lot of things that are going to get
Yeah,
moved out of the way.
there was some fear though. There is, and there has been, and things are changing quite rapidly. So for SEO, I think there's a couple things that are really important to touch on, and how to look at it. Right, semantic SEO. Do you want to explain what that is?
Semantic SEO. So that's like structuring your content in a way that's very readable to a crawler. Was
Yeah,
the way I understood it is like because semantic HTML is you structure the your pages so it's very easy for if a crawler comes through and is trying to digest the information that it's composed in a proper way. So you've got your H1 at the top, your H2s,
yeah.
and those are
It's
all structured.
optimizing for topics, yeah, and intent, right? Not just
Yeah,
the terms, but so which is well organized. Well
yeah.
organized is
So
always
it's
good,
like the
right?
different. Yeah, so your H1 is going to have the keyword that the rest of the content is about, and then your H2s are the different aspects of that content. And
Yeah,
then you're
and
always asking the question of like, if it's like hydroponic equipment, you're like, how do I decide what's the best hydroponic equipment? How do I
mm,
decide what's the best growing medium for hydroponics? Right, like so, there are different aspects of that topic.
yeah, and I mean, different people are at different parts of their journey, right? So you want to do that trust thing like before. So and then what's really good is like a lot of the websites are already doing quite well with that structured H1, H2, H3, right? And then using multimedia. So it's just like a hopped up SEO, right?
Yeah, and I think that well, it's also moving away from. I know that there's situations like a web flow or something like that.
Hmm.
They'll have some issues with semantic HTML. And that's more a result of like drag and drop builders generally do because they have to make all kinds of compromises in order for you to be able to drag and drop things. And so
Mm.
what they do is they don't use H1s and H2s the same way. They'll use a div because a div can
Ooh,
be
what?
anything. So like a web flow would use it's like
A
a
div?
div,
Yeah.
and it makes it easy for you to have like all kinds of weird nested divs, and it was much more popular a few
Messy.
years ago. Yeah, it makes it messy, it makes it complicated, and goes back to again accessibility. Makes it really hard for screen readers and stuff like that. Um,
Mm.
I've been on a call with the person who had a screen reader trying to go through one of those websites, and I almost lost my
Brutal.
mind. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was so
Yeah.
bad.
Well, I think yeah, that'll affect things. So what are you telling people to do there? Avoid it.
Uh, Yeah, avoid drag and drop builders. Use the basic block builders. A, you get better performance. B, you get better accessibility. C, you get more semantic HTML.
So when you say block builders, you're talking about WordPress or Squarespace
WordPress.
or okay.
Uh, yeah, all of this is in the context of WordPress.
Hmm.
Though I did mention Webflow. I just know that they have some weird HTML stuff.
Oh,
But
right. I
yeah,
didn't
but
know that.
yeah, everything I was saying is within the context of like a WordPress type situation because it's just the most common one that you'll find.
Hmm.
Um,
Okay, so let us move to practical cases of what we've been doing ourselves. I think let's so recently working on a few websites, doing their SEO, and I've changed my strategy from old SEO, old SEO to AEO to what is it, SGO, SGE? Yeah. And so I think SG is where you kind of stand, like that's where you are. And we're using Gemini right now because I tested Claude. What else? Gemini, ChatGPT,
Mana.
Manus, Perplexity. I don't know if I tried Perplexity for that,
You
but
did a little bit.
mhm. and I found that uh, Gemini was the best for giving me exactly what I wanted with like a simple prompt, not anything like spectacular.
Yeah, I would say it's the same as well. Gemini's definitely stood out. And my suspicion is because Google just has more data about more
Hmm.
things. and they've been collecting for a longer period of time than everyone else. And so, really, it was that while they were not the first ones out of the gate, I think that they had the best positioning because, again, they've got a wealth of docs, right? They've got all of
It's
their
true.
own Search Console information, like just knowing their own documentation better than anyone else. And that plus, um, they're already. Um, so one other thing that's just a funny side note about Gemini, one of the reasons why it's actually really good at language is because Google invented a language. So that's how Google Translate works. It's also a large language model is how Google Translate works, and that's what they created it to do. And so what it does is it doesn't just take a sentence, but it actually breaks it down into this is a verb that's referenced with the gender, like, and so it actually conjugates something into a intermodal language and then translates that into the other language. And that's why Google Translate actually is quite effective, is because it doesn't just like take the words, it takes them within each context of each other word being there. And so it's like,
Mm,
oh, this is an idiom. And so it goes like, oh, what's the Finnish idiom that would kind of mean this? And so it translates as well as it can to that. That's why it actually does a decent job. And so that's why Google has a pretty good leg up on a lot of people for that because they put in a lot of hard work on Google Translate, and that actually does go over to AI because they're very similar coding bases of how they operate.
interesting. Interesting. I didn't even think of that, which is pretty interesting. I also know that a group I'm in, they do teach like uh content. Like they teach like I don't even like large amounts of content using AI and like Make or NHN, which are automation tools,
Yeah,
to scale it. So they're doing content at scale, which it's a lot, especially when you think about, okay, so I have a client, we have a we have a client, and
yeah,
they wrote content every day for a month. And like we can see the numbers going up right now. If you can do that at scale and it's meaningful, or I don't know, I have to go learn how to do this, but would I do it? I love the methodical nature of writing and trying to help others learn stuff. So I don't know. Maybe I would and then edit, right?
yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know how you do that at scale.
Well, I think you'd have to have it planned out. I think you have to have an idea on what you're going to be writing about. How are you going to put numbers to it that are going to be effective?
I'm gonna
Also,
go
that you don't
learn
get,
this next.
huh?
I'm gonna go learn this next.
Yeah, I think that there's a lot of opportunity in that kind of field. I think that again, you kind of have to be like, are you doing like? It also depends on what you're trying to do with your content as well. I think that's another one that you kind of have to be conscious of. So, like, are you doing like an affiliate website, and you're
What kind
trying
of
to do
content
content at
is it?
scale? I definitely seen some of my affiliate content creators really go after that type of thing, and some have found success, some have found uh, issues. I'd say the biggest one again, you don't want to just like let the machine kind of do whatever it's going to do. Again, going back
Mm,
to always assume that it hallucinated somewhere in there.
yeah.
It's not going to get everything 100% right. It's not to say it's like everything's going to be wrong, but
Yeah,
it
double, triple
it's
check. I made that big mistake. I made a mistake doing that with the presentation. I didn't check one number. The number was
yeah,
wrong.
yeah. Also, MLMs are also really bad at math. because because again, it goes back to it was meant to do languages. It wasn't meant to
Hmm.
do math, because math, to figure out math, is a different set because it equates different values. And
Hmm.
anyway, I won't break down,
Well,
but it's
that's
the reason why they can't
that
count the number of R's in strawberry.
interesting. So that's an interesting point because you are seeing these agents, which are things that can actually do tasks like sign in, say to your Google Ads, do a task. I would not trust it. I would not trust it. I would not trust it.
No.
I know people. I tried Chat GPT's agent like what 2 3 months ago. I found it
Yeah.
quite expensive, and it just couldn't do anything. It felt really clunky. I had to take over a lot, and that's when I found Manus. But mind you, I will say about Manus that it can't it couldn't do some things it can't count either, right? With
Yeah,
but chat GPT's gotten way better at that, so I am mixing my tools all the time, to get the best out of everything, I think. And I just discovered Lindy, which I think is automation
hmm.
and AI, which I am so excited,
Yeah.
right? So
Uh, and I think that the agents one you also have to be very cautious about. Do not let it go in near any of your sensitive material. So no banking, nothing close to your database. I heard of one startup where the AI coding tool deleted the entire database and all backups. Um,
interesting. Yeah, always have a copy.
yeah,
So
yeah,
you can start again. So
and
you
let
can
it
start again.
again get it to do simple things. Don't get it to do mission critical things. Make it so that you're doing the mission critical things, and
Mm.
then it's doing all the extra things to support you.
One of the things we did, and this isn't related to SEO, it's more related to sales, which was I I got Manus to help me put together what I think is our best presentation ever. Um, it was a lot of work. It was a lot of work, and technically cost a bunch of money because of it was a lot of work, and you get tokens, right?
Yeah,
But in the long run, there was a lot of human intervention, to move it from the platform to a slide deck and then edited properly in the slide deck, right? So, but I mean, it was so much fun, so much fun,
yeah,
you know? Um, and yeah, so I mean, I think that would take us to like, don't over automate, because
yeah.
it's going to lead to more generic content. AE, A, AI, AI hallucinates. And I don't think that will stop anytime soon, right?
No, it will not. Mostly because the hallucinations get more baked in as more content gets made with those hallucinations, and it scans it, and it kind of has a bit of a repetitive cycle with that part. So it's definitely, yeah. You have to assume that it's going to hallucinate, and it's also, it's like the old Lucille Ball at the chocolate factory, right? If you over automate things, it'll just speed by you too fast, and then you'll have all these mistakes pile up, and you'll spend more time fixing it than you will be doing stuff. So
Oh,
do it
Lucy.
exactly, yeah. And so, yeah, do start cautiously is the
Mm,
best way I could put it.
yeah, 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 and have fun, right? Like, I mean, one of the things I've done is create a chat GPT for each one of my clients. I mean, I don't share it with them, it's for me, so I don't have to work so hard at getting their brand voice. Right?
Yeah,
So, and I love that. That's really, really helped. I mean, but then it's just quicker for them to review it and it speaks in there. And I've been doing that for months now. So that's one good use case, right?
yeah, exactly. Uh, what was the
What
other?
did you do recently? You did something really interesting. Oh, you I don't even know if we can talk about that.
Which
Uh
one?
getting a bunch of numbers and details and making it into a spreadsheet.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I think that there's going to be some experiments with. I'm going to be looking as well at connecting our own Search Console API, and connecting that to Google Sheets to then write us more content
And
based on
didn't
that.
that's interesting. Didn't one of our team members, Chris, show us something that was really cool? I think it's or was it Dell connecting
Oh, the
Google Cloud?
yeah. So there's also one. I'm having issues with doing the authentication to get it to start working, but apparently you can connect the cloud desktop app with your Google Ads, even your MCC account. So if you're an agency and you're looking to have something monitor or find new trends that's happening on your accounts,
Mm,
um,
yes, I loved putting all that data in Gemini and getting the information back,
mhm.
using Search Console. So using tools you already have too, you could do that with Google Analytics. Download a report and double check that it's right. But you could get a more in depth analysis. It can find things faster than humans, right?
Well, yeah, and what large language models are actually good at is finding trend lines. in large sets of data. So, like if you connected your Google Analytics with the API to Gemini and then asked, like, hey, on this account, uh, what is the, what's a new discovery, right? It's kind of what their Insights tab was supposed to do, but it really kind of, Google's Insights kind of fell short. I found them
Mm,
underwhelming, to be entirely honest, and they're supposed to do exactly that.
that's what I would say about the agent of ChatGPT so far. But I mean, every day new things, right? Every day. I mean, that's why SEO and marketing is so fun. I think the medical field is as interesting. I might, especially now, there's some crazy things happening. But technology and medical stuff and what we can learn using these tools could really help us, right?
Yeah.
I'm glad you're agreeable. Uh,
Yeah,
so,
sorry,
what
I
are you
was
gonna?
cutting out.
Oh, was it?
No, I
Oh,
am. My this computer is unhappy with me, but that's okay.
we
I've
will
closed
we will
everything.
fix it.
Yes, we will. But yeah. Um, but yes, I think that with the SEO, the other thing that I wanted to say was SEO is still, a lot of the best practices are still the best practices. There really hasn't been uh, as much change in what you should be doing, because honestly, you're basically giving good signals. So that if someone wants to find you through ChatGPT or through Google, you're following a lot of the same best practices of like structuring your website right, having your keywords right, making adding schema.
Yeah, making valuable content. I think the EAT, right? EEAT, expertise, authority, and I forget what EAT. I know, and
Trust.
trust. But they're the other E, the first E, because they added the
Oh,
extra E at the end.
expertise, no,
No,
authenticity, trust.
I'm gonna go get it now.
Yeah.
Experience,
Oh,
experience, expertise, trustworthiness, and authoritativeness. Not yeah. Anyway,
yeah.
that's it. We're almost out of time. So before we go, though, I would love to know what you or anyone who's watching now or on the replay, what tools are you going to dive into um, for the next while? Like, what are you going to do? How are you doing your SEO? Right? Are you changing anything you do? Because yeah, because we are.
Yeah, I would agree. We're definitely changing what we're doing here, and I think that it'll be interesting to see how other people are using these tools. And so, yeah, I think that that's going to be interesting to see what the future is going to shake out to be. Um,
Mm,
and so,
yes.
yes,
Do we have what's happening next
I would like to go look, but I'm afraid that might crash my browser. So,
week?
I, as much as I want to go look, I don't think that's a good
So
idea.
we will fix your computer and I will put the new oh my gosh, tomorrow's August.
Yeah,
Crazy.
yeah,
So it's Arena and I August 7th. So crafting compelling brand story. Ooh, consumer story. For your marketing strategy. So this is, where the rubber starts to hit the road because August is here, which means we are planning already for like December, and
yeah.
what that's going to look like. So we're gearing up to be busy, um, but saying that, it'll be a good thing to get your brand kind of story out there and how you're positioning yourselves and why, right? And all that comes down to marketing strategy and using, of course, AI tools to do that, right? I can't wait. That's Rena and I. So on the 7th. So join us then. And we're really happy you joined us. I'm sorry about the Phelan. I am hearing a bit of myself,
Because the door's slightly open.
a jar. Well, we should work on that, right?
Yes.
But we hope to see you next week. And if you have any questions or need anything, give us a dingle in Messenger. Woo!
All right. Yeah, definitely.
We're gonna go fix your computer now.
All right. Bye for now.
Bye.